today we are going to talk about what are the things you need to bring or buy in Dubai or Middle East before you come to Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. So there are some essential or important things that you need to buy or bring. Well, specifically you need to buy these before coming to Nova Scotia, Canada, because this will help you save money as well, because these items are quite expensive here and it is cheaper to buy in Dubai or Middle East, especially if there are sale which always happens in the UAE or Dubai. They always have sale on these things. So these are specifically for winter. So we experienced this firsthand. We bought, and then these are good brands. North Face, Columbia, Jack Wolfskin. What are the other brands? Tommy Hilfiger, DKNY. So these fancy brands are just cheap in Dubai or Middle East because it's always on sale. Well, not always on sale, but they always have events that are on sale. So what do you need to consider? So you need to buy these are the winter clothes actually. So these winter clothes are very important in Canada, of course, for sure. But if you don't want to break your bank, then be practical and buy it from Dubai or in the Middle East.
Vehicle head motion detected.
You need to establish first, of course. You need to get a good job. You need to so you need to establish yourself first. That is just my own opinion. Before you buy any extra winter clothing here in Canada. So because most months of the year is really cold. It's really cold in Canada. So yep. First, what you need to buy is the toque or beanie. So in Canada, they call it toque, but in other countries they call it beanie. So we used to call it beanie as well, but it is toque here. TOUQUE. And okay, that's why the traffic is heavy, because there is an incident right now here in Burnside Drive. So the toque is that or beanie. So that is something that you put on your head, and so that will protect your head from the harsh coldness here in Canada. although it's not that important, or it's not that you really don't have to get a toque, but there are really times that you need to wear a toque or a beanie because it really gets cold. So for you guys out there like me who has thin hair, you need more protection, right? And yep, so that is the first thing you need is the toque. So the toque, I would recommend the toque should be insulated. So it should have like any warming technologies from other brands. And then if you could find any toque that has a material of merino wool, then that is recommended, because merino wool is a very good material for insulation. Okay, map pass. Next is scarf. So you also need a scarf. Where you need to use your scarf, of course, that should be placed on your neck. At first we took it for granted. We didn't buy a lot of scarves, although some of our friends gave us scarves as a gift. But you need to buy a scarf because that will protect your neck. So during cold times, you need to protect your neck because the coldness will get into your neck. And I would suggest scarves that are long enough for you to tie them around your neck. There are some scarves that are not long enough or a bit short, and then you couldn't tie them properly. Or if you're able to tie them, then it's just like a layer of tying it. Another alternative for a scarf is call this it's a piece of neck fleece, or forgot what's the term, but something that it's needed to cover the neck. So it's just like a whole piece of cloth or any material that would insulate your body, and then so that will cover entirely your neck. We bought something like that before, and it was effective. So if you don't want to get into the hassle of tying, then might as well go on that material, on that kind of neck protection for the cold. Next is upper neck. The next thing you need to buy is the upper body base layer or warmer. Why do you need a warmer or a base layer? It's your first layer of protection from the coldness here. So you need that. It is really important that you have that warmer there. You have that base layer.
Vehicle ahead motion detected.
Oh, where is it going? Yep, it is really important to have that base layer because that will be your first layer of protection in your body. So when you buy something to wear for your first layer of protection, you need to get that base layer or warmer. And then next, if it's necessary, although it's not that important, so the legs or the lower body base layer that will also protect you from being cold. So it's not, there's no harm in buying that one. At least you have 2 or 3 with you. At least just for a reservation, just to have a spare, because not all the time you will need the lower base layer, but at least you have something there if you want, if there is a need for you to wear it. There are really times that you are going to wear it, especially if you are going outdoor activities such as trail hiking during winter, snowshoeing, or if you want to be more extreme, then you could go out snowboarding or skiing. So that's the other one.
Vehicle ahead motion detected.
And then next is the fleece jacket. So why fleece jacket? So why am I so specific with fleece jacket? Because fleece jacket is wait. So fleece jacket. So you need a fleece jacket because there are times that it is not so cold. You could just wear the fleece jacket, and then your fleece jacket could serve as your second layer of protection. So you could get a bit. So first is the base layer, then the fleece jacket. So it is also important for you to get that fleece jacket. Ooh. What the? You really have to put it on the side. Yep, so just get a fleece jacket. I tell you, you will appreciate that when you buy it. You will be needing the fleece jacket. The next thing that you need to buy, aside following the fleece jacket, is the winter jacket. So this is gonna be like your outer protection. It's like your first line of defense. So the winter jackets, what I would suggest with So winter jacket. So what I would suggest with winter jackets, it needs to be properly insulated. Again, insulation is the word for winter because you need to be properly insulated, especially if you commute. You don't have a car yet. You go your mode of transportation are bus and train or tram, and then while waiting outside you need to be warm because if you're waiting outside, then the weather hits -10, -20, -30, -40, then you don't wanna freeze outside, and it's hard to freeze outside, like experience hypothermia. So these winter jackets, make sure that your winter jacket would have a description or give an assurance that it will protect you at least -20 degrees Celsius. That is what I recommend. Although that's gonna be somewhat expensive, but you could buy it on sale in Dubai or Middle East. If you are going to buy that would just protect you at -10, I wouldn't recommend that because that's not enough. We've been here for 3 years already in Canada, and those jackets that are good for -10, it won't protect you that much. It's not safe. And considering we have a car, considering when we go from point A to point B, our transportation is in a car. We have less time to go. We have less time outside. But then that -10 degrees Celsius type of jacket, it's still not enough. So I would suggest at least -20. There are a lot of brands out there that would give you that kind of protection. So I can't recommend any brands out there yet, but it's up to you. Just ask the staff that you need a jacket that would protect you at least -20 degrees Celsius. And then also one thing you need to consider is make sure that you have a hoodie. Fur hoodies, FUR, that's not necessary. You don't have to get a jacket that has a fur hoodie because for me it doesn't even give you any extra protection as far as what we have experienced. It's fancy to look at though. It will make you look like warm, but nah, forget about it because that also that fur type of jacket or fur, what do you call this, fur hoodie, that's gonna be more expensive actually. That would add up a couple of $100 because of that fur. So that's the winter jacket. So for the winter jackets as well, if you can buy something that is long, that would cover until the knee, I would recommend that one because it will cover your whole body Mostly that is recommended for women, but for man could also wear that one. And then, but mostly men, they just wear jackets that are up to the waist or below the bum. And yeah, so in general, at least get a jacket that would cover your bum. It's really important because that will also protect the whole thing at your back, the whole part of your back. Because if you bend, if you sit, then at least at least your back part of your body is protected. And then what else? So for the winter jackets, so at least that. And then if you can buy at least, don't well, if you want to buy
Attention to
one
the people
size
ahead.
larger than your usual size, then buy it. Because if you wanna do some layers of clothes, like you wanna wear a base layer, a shirt, a fleece jacket, and then the winter jacket itself. So I would recommend buying one size larger. So let's just say, for example, your shirt size, your t-shirt size is small, so you buy medium, so that once you wear these layers, it won't be too fit for you, so you'll still be able to move. But then if you don't want to look so bulky, then try the small one. So what to consider, what else to consider for the winter jackets? I think that's all for the winter jackets. Brand, you don't have, I suggest that I can suggest that you buy something with a good brand, but it doesn't have to be the best brand, like the ones that are so expensive. As long as it's on sale, as long as it's within your budget, as long as it is as long as the price is reasonable, then that is practical. You don't have to be very fancy yet, I tell you, unless you really have a lot of money. Then okay, buy those expensive brands. And I can recommend a lot of expensive brands, and there are a lot of expensive branded jackets, also winter jackets here in Canada, that I can recommend. So yep, so it really depends on your lifestyle and then also your budget. Next is winter jackets. Oh, gloves. Okay, so next, you buy gloves. This is also the other one that we took for granted. You buy gloves in Dubai or the Middle East first before coming here, because it's really cheaper out there. So there are two types of gloves that I can recommend. First is the fleeced gloves. So these are thin fleeced gloves that you can use, and then you still have the mobility of moving your hands. And then I would recommend you buy the fleeced gloves that has that feature where you could still use your phone. So when you use your when you use your phone, when you touch the screen, then you're able to text, or maybe you could just even unlock it, because it's so comfortable, it's so convenient. If you are going to buy the type of gloves where type of gloves which you can use your phone. So for you not to waste money, for you to not buy gloves again, buy these type of gloves that you could use your phone. Second is a thicker type of gloves. So usually these kind of gloves are the ones that are being used for outdoor activities. These are the thick ones. So but I would recommend this one that you buy also, aside from the fleece gloves, because you will sometimes you will really need it when you are outside, because these type of gloves would protect you on coldness like -20, -10 if you wear these, because the fleece gloves, that's not enough actually to protect you on to protect you during cold weather. And then also, if you're playing outside, let's just say you're spending time with your family playing, the fleece gloves are not enough, because it will get wet, and of course once it gets wet, then your hands would get cold. So these type of gloves, ones the thick ones that has the Velcro on it, so these will protect you from snow, from water, from snow melting on your hands. So if you're gonna play snowball fight, then it will really protect you. So that's it. So next is so that's the gloves. Well, there's another one, the third one, leather gloves. Although these are fancy gloves for me. I bought one set of leather gloves, but then I was able to use it only once, because it's not that comfortable for me, and then it's not that aesthetic. My kind of fashion is not for the leather gloves. So next is socks. So buy socks that is intended for winter. Don't buy those thick socks just because they're thick. It will protect you already from the coldness here in Canada, in Nova Scotia. Especially here in Nova Scotia, it is really windy here. So I would recommend you to buy the socks that is specific for winter. The socks that we bought before were not specific for winter. Although it was thick, we were assuming that it will protect us, but no. Buy socks that is specific for winter. Again, buy socks that has a material of merino wool. These are very good type of socks. Although it is quite expensive, but again, you will find cheap ones in Dubai or in the Middle East. Trust me, you will find these. The ones the ones here in Canada, it's quite expensive because people are buying it. And because if you're thinking that you will just buy here and then buy when there's sale, I tell you, here in Canada, in Nova Scotia, there are only a few days of sale. If you want me to discuss those days of sale, let me know in the comments below, then I will discuss about it. Yeah, so buy the merino type socks. I I will always repeat this. It is really important to have good set of socks, the same as having a good set of gloves, because these are your extremities. These will protect you, especially when you are outside. So buy a good set of socks that is at least merino wool. If it's not merino wool, then ask any of the staff where you're going to buy the socks. Ask them if this is specific for winter. Next is boots. So for boots or the shoes, so the type of boots that you may need to buy are the ones that has these heat technologies with them. So there are a lot of heat technologies out there for each brand. So keep in mind to buy these type of boots or shoes, because again, these will protect you. Don't buy just an ordinary boot or just an ordinary boot shoes, because these ordinary boot shoes without any insulation within it, I tell you, your feet your feet won't be warm, and then your feet is going to be very, very, very cold if you just buy these ordinary boots. Yes, they look fancy, and then these boots will make you look good, but these boots that are just ordinary without the heat, without any insulation inside, oh man, it's really painful when it's during winter, especially when you are outside. So please buy these boots that have insulation within them. Boots here in Canada are quite expensive, so buy the boots that are insulated in Dubai or the Middle East, that are cheap or within your budget. So I couldn't stress more or emphasize more to get a good pair of boots. Next is what do you call this, waterproof shoes. So these waterproof shoes are also good to wear if you are hiking. So based from our experience, if we wear waterproof shoes and then winter socks or insulated socks, it keeps our feet warm as well. So it's like an alternative for the boots. So let's just say, for example, you don't like wearing boots this time because the boots are quite heavy, so when you drive it's really heavy. So I recommend, and this is just based in our experience, wear waterproof shoes with what do you call this, with insulated or winter socks, because it will really keep you warm. So that's one of the tips that I could share with you. Next, so we have the boots. Trail shoes. So trail shoes, so I'm just gonna put this on the side. So if you, the same as the waterproof shoes, so these trail shoes need to be waterproof as well. So these trail shoes are not only used during winter, they are also used all throughout the year. So make sure that these trail shoes are also waterproof. So mind you, buy these trail shoes because in Dubai or UAE you could buy the good ones, the branded ones, at a lower price, at a cheaper price, and it's on sale. So just to avoid regrets, buy the trail shoes and make sure it is waterproof. Next is raincoat. So if you are able to buy raincoat in Dubai or in the Middle East, just buy, because there are times here, even if it's summer, it rains a lot. How much more during spring? It rains a lot. And then here in Nova Scotia, September, October, that is hurricane season. So it always rains, so you buy the raincoat. Although there are a lot of raincoats here, but if you really want to get raincoats with good brands, if you want to be fancy, and then buy the ones with the good quality that will last for more than 5 or 10 years, then go ahead, you buy the raincoat there. Because you could also buy the raincoat here, but at least this will also save you money from buying everything. Because just consider that any item that you buy from Dubai or the Middle East, that is going to be times 3. Again, that is going to be times 3 or 3 times the price when you buy it here in Canada. Yep, so those are my recommendations and top tips for the things you need to buy or bring before you come here to Nova Scotia, Canada, if you are still in Dubai or Middle East, preparing things to bring over here. So if you have any more questions, and if you have anything that want to talk about, just put in the comments below, and I'll do my best to create videos for that one.